Okay, so now that I have this little bass and drums groove going, all based around this one motive, I want to take the next step and approach something way more direct about music and way more emotional for me, which is the melody. So I'm just going to write something, and I'm going to use the way the drums and bass grooves are to have the melody kind of space between them. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to come here to the melody. So you have this nice little lead sound, which is basically just a basic, square wave, but something that's going to express a melody that's different from the bass. And what I'm going to do is use little motives, just like what we started with, but make them in a way that's different from what the rhythmic element is doing, the drums are doing. So if the drums are going to start with, so it's going to start with those one notes, top, top, and then a lot of space between them and after them, top, top. And what the melody can do here is have faster notes in a way smaller space. So if you can look at this grid here, what the bass is basically playing is just the one over here rhythmically, and his second note comes at the end of the second beat, right over here. So it's going to be right over here. So I have basically a blank space of this note, and I can kind of fill it with the vocals. So I can have the vocals kind of doing something that's going to fill that, and it's going to have a lot of space. So for example, if I'm going to do this with those 3/8 notes, look at how much space is created, because the vocals were they started and ended where the bass is, but filled in between. I also kind of created this chromatic thing, the CBC, which is interesting in relation to the F, or the F minor chord. That's what's happening in the bass. So I'm going to try moving with that, but having it in a different rhythmic place. So if the melody started here. Okay, so now here I had a long space where there's no bass at all. Oh wow, that's a good place to put the melody in. So the bass ended right here. That's the last note. So I'm going to just keep going and write my melody. Here's those same notes I copied from before, and keep writing them. So I had those C, B, C notes, and then I'm going to go with, on the F minor scale, D flat or C sharp, C, and D flat, and then go just to F, E, and then F. This is the same motive of 3 notes and that kind of contour of going down, going up notes. But look at how they fit with the bass. All right, so that left all this space for that melody to happen. Eventually, after writing this melody, I ended up with something like this. That's pretty nice. So after that, I moved on and had a chord section that went right with that. It sounded kind of like this. Pretty much just accenting the same things, but adding the harmonic content. Let's get the melody out of there. Keep just the bass and the groove. That's interesting. Let's keep the melody back. Let's get those drums back. And that's the basics of just creating the core idea. In those next sections, I'm actually going to show you not just the development of that to an actual song, but also the production phase.